Can you hear me now? Whew, so sorry. I apologize. So, for those of you that couldn't hear me, I appreciate you finally saying you couldn't hear me. I wanted to share some inside details with you and give you an update in regards to Savannah Guthrie's mother missing right now. And if you don't know, right now in Tucson area, there is a huge gem show. And this isn't a small gem show, guys. This is where wholesalers come to buy gold, to buy expensive gem items, millions of dollars. So security is on spot in this area. Now, mind you, what I just said that you didn't hear is that this is not open to the public. They buy diamonds, fine jewelry, minerals, gold again, gemstone, and equipment. 500 vendors that come here to buy. You can actually go and see the vendors that are coming to buy. They come with purpose, okay? It's not some small little gem show, jewelry show on the side of the road. Security is heavy. And these people come from all over the world. So right now in Tucson, you have this huge gem show going on. Keep that in the back of your mind, okay? Not open to the public. People come to buy big spenders. Okay. Now, with that said, there is a news station that put out some misinformation. I'm going to share that with you. You guys, I can't believe that this news outlet shared something where the Pima County Sheriff say, no, that's not what happened. And I'm so glad that they did this. So Banfield says they have a source. Sorry, wrong one. They say they have a source. And they say, obviously, what you're going to hear may blow your mind because that's not exactly what is the sheriff is saying. Listen.
Yeah, doing what looked like a grid search. We don't know exactly what they were looking for, but they were clearly still searching. We also saw a helicopter up late last night for about an hour, just circling over Nancy's home, very low, with two deputies looking out the helicopter, looking for something. Something else brand new, Connell, just within the last 20 minutes at Nancy Guthrie's daughter's house, Annie. That's about 10 minutes from here. Savannah's sister, Annie. We know that there are federal agents that were back at the house again and went inside the house. They were inside the house for a little bit of time, and then they came out of the house and they left again. And on their shirts, it said ICAC, which is an Internet Crimes Against Children task force, from what we know. But we know that they also do other analysis of technology and cell phones and computers and that kind of thing. So they were back at the house. We also saw Annie Guthrie and who we believe is Savannah's brother also arriving back at the sister's house a couple of hours. So that seems like it's where the family is sort of staging right now, as everybody here in the neighborhood and really all of Tucson and now the country and world at this point just sort of waits on the edge of their seat to see what happens next with this investigation.
They absolutely do. Here's what the sheriff's office put out in a statement earlier saying, at this point, investigators have not identified a suspect or person of interest in this case. Detectives continue to speak with anyone who may have had contact with Mrs. Guthrie. Detectives working closely with the Guthrie family. While we appreciate the public's concern, the sharing of unverified accusations or false information is irresponsible, does not assist the investigation. No suspect or person of interest has been identified at this time. You know, as I said, a lot of people actually want to hear what you're saying about this. We've been talking about it on your podcast.
Wild.
So what can you tell us tonight?
Well, I have an impeccable source, a high-level law enforcement source. Connell, I've been doing this job for almost 4 decades, and I've made a lot of friends in the FBI, made a lot of friends in Border Patrol, made a lot of friends in local law enforcement all around the country, and this is one of my best sources.
And why would they leak this through this woman? Why?
This is an impeccable source, and I don't believe this source would lead me down the garden path. And what that source told me was, number one, there were Nest cameras, plural, and they were smashed, and that they'd been taken into evidence. Brian Enton saw that the Nest camera on the front of the house had actually been removed. The sheriff would not confirm or deny that they'd been smashed or taken by either the sheriff or the suspect. or whomever committed this crime. I was also told the back door was left wide open. It's fascinating to see Brian's video of the blood drops at the front door. So that leaves open another part of this mystery. What happened at the back of the house? What happened at the front?
This is crazy. Who let him that close to a crime scene, guys? Who does that?
I was also told that the car belonging to Annie Guthrie, that's Savannah's sister, Nancy Guthrie's daughter, had been towed and taken into evidence. And then the critical line from this high-level law enforcement source was that the son-in-law may be prime suspect.
Who leaks a suspect? Who does that?
At this time. I also want to say this. I don't doubt for a moment that the sheriff's office has it in their best interest to put out that statement. But I've been to this rodeo before, and so has Brian Enton. On December 19th, the Moscow police identified Brian Kohberger through genealogical DNA found on the snap of the knife sheath, December 19th, 2022.
Oh my God, here we go again, folks. This makes my stomach curdle. Here she goes again.
On December 20th,
I'm telling you, Pima County Sheriff in Arizona, they don't play this game. They do not like what's going on, and I'm going to show you why.
Day after, the police chief said no suspects have been identified and only vetted information that does not hinder the investigation will be released to the public. We encourage referencing official releases for accurate and updated progress.
I hope they kick her ass and hand it to her, in my humble opinion. Arizona doesn't mess around, guys.
So I have been there before when the police quietly among themselves identify someone, but publicly tell us nothing to see here. That's not to say that their information could change. I saw it change with John Ramsey. They thought he was under the umbrella of suspicion. They changed it years later. I saw it as well with Ed Smart. They changed that too.
Okay. So that was what they shared. Now let me show you something really important. You know, they mention ICAC. Yes, it's Internet Crimes Against Children, but they also cover some other crimes. Okay, they are a huge organization. You can go and look and see what they do. They are absolutely huge. They deal with cyberbullying also, internet safety, law and extortion. You know, you can go and take a look. They are a special task force. Okay. Now, when you look at that and when you say that they say that the ICAC, Enton is saying that he saw these people ICAC. I'm sure there's all kinds of agencies there. Okay. So I kind of take everything with a grain of salt what this guy says, because remember, he had the special source that also said in the Idaho 4, when Brian Kohberger was arrested, he said specifically, his source told him that Kohberger said, was anyone else arrested? Okay. Let's just keep it there. Now, if you understand anything about Arizona, I told you about the gem show that's in town, huge, and they also have massive security everywhere, cops everywhere. So I'm shocked that if this was a planned, organized kidnapping, that they wouldn't pass these people. Now, this is not an ordinary community, folks. I'm going to show you some information about the Catalina Foothills. This is gorgeous territory, highly gated community. And the most important thing is you hardly see any crime in this area. I'm going to show you.
The best views, top-notch shopping, and the best luxury homes, most Tucsonans would probably tell you that the Catalina Foothills are where it's at. There are tons of reasons why people choose to live in the foothills, and as a born and raised Tucsonan, of course, I have my personal favorites. Hey everyone, it's Kimberly, your go-to real estate professional in Tucson, Arizona, and today I am focusing on probably the most popular area of town that is so much beauty and city history. So many cool things. I can fit it all into this video. If you have a favorite restaurant, store, small business, park, or their favorite place in the Catalina foothills, please toss the name down in the comments below so you can share it with others, and feel free to contact me if you're interested in buying or selling real estate in the Tucson area. All my contact information is in the description below each of my videos. There are over 800 videos on this channel about other areas of Tucson and things to do and see and know about this city. So check those out after this one, and of course hit the like and subscribe buttons and all those other buttons if you want to hang out together in future Tucson videos. So what makes the Catalina foothills so great? Catalina foothills is a census designated place on the north side of Tucson, Arizona, in the southern foothills of.
And by the way, my specialty dentist is out there in the Tucson area, so I kind of go out there quite often. But let me tell you, this area is absolutely gorgeous.
The Santa Catalina Mountains. Most Tucsonans refer to this area as the foothills. Pretty much anything north of River Road, east of Oracle Road, and west of Sabino Creek is considered the Catalina foothills. Anything north of the foothills community is the Santa Catalina Ranger District of the Coronado National Forest. The Catalina foothills community features some of the most expensive land and homes in all of the state of Arizona, and is, not surprisingly, one of the most affluent communities in the state as well. As a born and raised Tucsonan, there are several things I love about the foothills. First of all, it's kind of where all the action is. You've got some fantastic restaurants, golf courses, resorts, spas, shopping, and businesses, and we'll get into more of that later in this video. But with the foothills, you also get some of the best views of the city because you're on top of the mountains looking out to the city, and it's just gorgeous. And being right next to those mountains is really breathtaking as well, of course. And since the foothills is right in the middle of the city, anyone who lives there has fairly easy access to most anywhere they want to go in Tucson or the surrounding areas. In addition to all of that, historically, the crime rate is very low in this part of the city. Check out the crime map on neighborhood, more of the Tucson neighborhood crime statistics. Well, not surprisingly, as a real estate agent, my favorite thing about the foothills is the architecture. Some of these homes are among the oldest in the city, so they come with all the funky, unique charm that older Tucson homes have. They also tend to come on larger lot sizes, giving you more space from your neighbors, unlike some of our newer architecture in certain suburbs where residential homes are packed a little more tightly together. Many of these homes have been updated and remodeled, so even though you get a very cool looking Southwestern style home on the outside, you may get modern beauty on the inside. On the other hand, if you prefer modern aesthetics, the Catalina foothills boast some stunning contemporary.
Now you kind of get an idea of where she lived. This is probably the most expensive area that you can find in Tucson, in a gated community with gorgeous views. This is actually where the crime scene is, and all these cars and all these, sheriffs, everyone that's involved in these agencies are there at this time. Now, I do have somebody on the ground that told me some information, which I always wait to vet. I want to see if somebody actually reports and makes it public, because it is private information that was shared. As soon as it becomes public, I will share it with you. Now, keep in mind that what I'm about to show you in regards to the missing Nancy Guthrie, there is this that I want to share. And so you could get a kind of idea of what I'm looking at. What? Obviously, this popped up. This is not what I wanted to show you, but even Trump has made a comment on this. Okay. So let me grab the screen that I did want to share. I apologize. I don't know why that popped in there. Savannah Guthrie pleads in new video about mom's disappearance. Mama, if you are listening, we need you to come home. So they do believe she is alive. Here it is. Why is it on mute?
Of Nancy Guthrie. Just moments ago, her daughter, of course, NBC's Savannah Guthrie, posted this video on social media.
On behalf of our family, we want to thank all of you for the prayers of Mom, Nancy. We feel them. And we continue to believe that she feels them too. Our mom is a kindful, loyal, fiercely loving woman of goodness and light. She's funny, spunky, and clever. She has grandchildren that adore her and crowd around her and cover her with kisses. She loves fun and adventure. She is a devoted friend. She is full of kindness and knowledge. Talk to her and you'll see.
The light is missing from our lives. We are her children. She is our beacon. She holds fast to joy in all of life's circumstances. She chooses joy day after day, despite having already passed through great trials of pain and grief. We are always going to be merely human, just normal human people who need our mom. Mama. Mama, if we need you to come home, we miss you.
Our mom is our heart and our home. She is 84 years old. Her health, her heart is fragile. She lives in constant pain. She is without any medicine. She needs it to survive. She needs it not to suffer. We too have heard the reports about a ransom letter in the media. As a family, we are ready to talk. Everywhere. We will not rest. Your children will not rest until we are together again. We speak to you every moment, and we pray without ceasing, and we rejoice in advance for the day that we hold you in our arms again. We love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
We love you, Mom. Stay strong.
We love you, Mom. We love you.
Plea there from Savannah Guthrie, as well as her sister Annie and her brother Cameron, through tears, pleading for their mother's safe return.
Now, this is
We do have just in the last few moments a significant
this is really scary. I mean, honestly, I'm shocked at the level of just lack of information in the media from the actual sheriff's department.
Yes, the most important thing we can tell you about this ransom note is that we do not know if this is real, and we do not know if the people or person who sent this note are the ones, or is the person that took Nancy Guthrie from her Tucson home.
Now, why
here
is
in
the
Catalina
news
foothills
working to verify whether this note is authentic? What in the world is going on here?
I'm standing right in front of. But still, Pima County Sheriff Chris Nano says that he is taking this extremely seriously, combing over all these details, giving that to the FBI as well as investigators to try to come to a conclusion on what happened and where Nancy Guthrie is at this point. But still, they have taken this letter and given it to the Guthrie family. For days, Arizona's family has brought you live coverage from outside Nancy Guthrie's home in the Catalina foothills of Tucson, Arizona. Investigators gathering new details and evidence. And Tuesday, a bombshell. Our sister television station, KOLD in Tucson, received what appears to be a ransom note. And they sent it to law enforcement. That note containing a deadline, a dollar amount, and specific details only abductors or an abductor would know.
Okay, we've got hundreds of leads.
Pima County Sheriff Chris Nano is holding a press conference Tuesday. Nano says his office is aware of reports about the ransom note, stating they are taking every lead seriously. Nano's
Okay, I just have to stop it right there because it feels to me that these media companies are beating up police departments, sheriff's departments, with what we might not even know is real or fake news, in my humble opinion. What is going on?
Walking us through the investigative process.
We gathered all the evidence we could, to include looking for what? Fingerprints, DNA, camera images, everything you can imagine.
CBS News is reporting there was blood found inside the home, but once the crime scene cleared and we got a closer look, seeing droplets of what appears to be dried blood just outside the front door. Law enforcement has not confirmed
Why
whether
would they let these people that close to a crime scene? Who did that?
it is blood or if it is connected to Guthrie. Authorities said Guthrie's personal items were left inside the home, like her cell phone, wallet, and essential medication. Yes, so again, this really has made a lot of people in southern Arizona come together, hopeful that something can come out of this and they can find Nancy Guthrie. And as someone who's actually worked in the news market here in Tucson, I can say that when you're here, you know who Nancy Guthrie is, not just because of her daughter, Savannah Guthrie, but because the impact she has made here in southern Arizona. They are just hopeful that they can find her safe and sound, bring her home, and somebody to justice.
Very interesting when we just hear this, but here was the sheriff's response. In response to a request for comment, the sheriff department referred CNN to a statement posted on X Tuesday. This was yesterday. We are aware, excuse me, we are aware of reports circulating about possible ransom notes. Now, the word he used is possible. And two, not one, regarding the investigation into Nancy Guthrie, the agency said. We are taking all tips and leads very seriously. Anything that comes in goes directly to our detectives who are coordinating with the FBI. Okay, yeah, I know that. We'll talk about that. I said that the other day. Investigators are working to determine if the notes are authentic. That means true. And the chief of detectives for Pima County Attorney's Office told Fox, it may or may not be of value. Okay. Now, keep in mind, if somebody goes missing and all of a sudden there's a ransom note that has send me Bitcoin, that sounds to me like a scam. Okay. Possible ransom note. This is word salad, folks. It may or may not be of value, but it's still considered evidence. It's not considered a lead. Now, I guarantee you, Pima County knows what they're doing in that sheriff's department. They remind me just like Maricopa County. Joe, he ain't going to take no flack. Now, this is important to understand, okay? They said that she didn't show up for church service Sunday night, so we got to go back to the beginning. Make sure you screenshot and you pay attention to what's going on. So the Pima County sheriffs have support with the FBI, and they're treating this as a criminal investigation, not a missing person case, which I used to cover. And due to the evidence at the scene, the home has been declared a crime scene. They've got drones and search dog, aerial assets, and searching all around the area. Okay, that doesn't mean that she was wandering a back trail. She could barely walk. From what I understand, allegedly, she has a pacemaker. She needs her medication. Blood and other biological evidence linked to Nancy were found on the property, and the evidence has been sent to the lab for analysis. Law enforcement has not publicly identified any suspects or a person of interest. And I just showed you the clip where Ashley Banfield is saying somebody is a person of interest, which is very dangerous slope, in my opinion. Now, there have been obviously ransom notes I wrote down. The family's response, you saw a very heartbreaking come home. Very simple. Now, Savannah's even canceled her plans to co-host the Olympics. And if you remember, Savannah also covered the Epstein victims. So what law enforcement has asked, and it's huge from the public, is not to spread unverified information and to contact Pima County Sheriff Department if they have any credible information. Nancy's, they believe Nancy was possibly abducted from her home. That means somebody removed her from her home rather than wandering off, and is considered a vulnerable adult. Now, I'm surprised we have not seen a silver alert in the area, but was told that perhaps they will put one out, but that has not been confirmed yet. They should have a silver alert out. Do you guys agree to that? Do you think that when a elderly person is abducted like this, there should be immediately a silver alert with the agencies that should work together? I mean, everybody in the 520 area should get a silver alert for somebody missing. And let me just check and see if there's been any update. There is no silver alert yet. You think they would have done that very, very quickly. I wish they would have. It might have made a difference. Okay. This was about 15 hours ago. They're talking about the silver alert. When an elderly person disappears without a phone. Hold on a minute. Let me remove this. Without a phone or wallet or medication of the day, that would qualify that she's a missing person, even if abducted. The 84, I mean, they could have done it like a alert like they do for kids who go missing, an Amber Alert, right? I don't know why they didn't do it. The first hours are the most important, especially because now today it was pretty warm in Tucson. Let me see what the weather was in Tucson today. It was 78 degrees. That's pretty warm, especially being February 4th. So they should have done it and implemented very quickly. Should have. And we should rely on more technology. I do not know the history. Silver alert should have been done. I hear you. I hear you. So when it comes to missing people, we have to share the right valuable information. Somebody, and I've always said this is an inside job, somebody that knows her, groundskeeper, caregiver, someone, friend, something. This is not unusual for it to be somebody that they know. Missing people, 9 out of 10 times, is usually somebody they know. And I just think they should have at least put on some type of silver alert, especially in the 520 area. Everyone should have got one. So I just wanted to give you a quick update. There's already things that are being shared in the credible news mainstream area that unfortunately are just not credible. And if it is credible, we'll probably hear about it in a few days from the actual agencies. To get this out there and say that somebody is actually a suspect is kind of dangerous. So I just wanted to come to you and share that with you. You all have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Be well.